This here's from the BBC. It's about Gwyneth Paltrow and her ski trial. If you haven't heard about it, from what I get is that she was skiing, she was looking up, and she crashed into somebody. Those are the allegations. I'm not sure how many witnesses at this point. Maybe somebody saw something, but it doesn't seem like the guy has a rock-solid case. It feels like he's suing her possibly because she's Gwyneth Paltrow. I mean, what was he doing? Now, I'm sure there are certain things about right-of-way, who should be going down the hill, who should be crossing at a certain point. I don't know the details. But it definitely does not seem like something intentional, or it doesn't seem like something she did out of complete negligence. So the article says, reckless Gwyneth Paltrow caused Utah ski crash, lawyer says. Gwyneth Paltrow was distracted when she crashed into a retired eye doctor on a ski slope, inflicting brain damage and breaking his ribs, a court heard. Well, it's pretty ironic the guy's an eye doctor and didn't see her coming. Alright, that was an unavoidable joke. A lawyer for Terry Sanderson told the jury in Utah that the Hollywood actress's reckless actions had caused the collision on a slope in 2016. Quite a while ago, talking about 7 years now. Ms. Paltrow has countersued. Her lawyer said the crash was Mr. Sanderson's fault and his claims are utter BS. And they say Sanderson's seeking $300,000, but initially he was seeking $3.1 million. I don't know where these numbers come from. I mean, if you get hurt, you go to the hospital, obviously the bill's pretty pricey, maybe a couple of thousand, maybe even 10,000, whatever it is. You need a healing period, of course, but where does $3 million come from? It seems like it's out of whack with these rewards on a lot of the court cases. And Gwyneth Paltrow countersues for $1, which is pretty funny. She's making the statement that, well, this isn't about the money. And I guess it's a good way to do it. They say she sat impassively during the first day of the trial. They also say her children are set to testify, and it took place on a beginner's slope. And she's a little irritated her kids are involved, and I would be too. And Mr. Sanderson's attorney said distracted skiers cause crashes. I mean, of course, but was the guy also distracted? Can he prove he wasn't? She knew that skiing that way, blindly skiing down a mountain while looking up to the side, was reckless. She knew that continuing to ski that way, she would crash into somebody below her. It sounds weird to me, man. So, he's saying that she knew she was going to crash into someone and she was just being reckless? I mean, first of all, were there any drugs and alcohol? Was she sober? If she wasn't sober, I think that changes things. Because going skiing, not being sober, is pretty bad. If she was totally sober, I can't really believe it wasn't just an accident, that it was this totally reckless action. He does say she skied away, which I find odd, yes, if she did. Okay, so I hadn't considered that. If she just crashed into him and skied away, that does make her look like she's trying to get away from something. But all in all, I don't think it was intentional that she knew an accident was coming. Seems like she looked up for a second or whatnot or wherever and it happened. And Terry's lawyer, the person accusing Gwyneth Paltrow, said he was charming and outgoing and had this great personality before the crash, and after the crash, not so much. I can't speak on that. I'm no doctor. I'm no neuroscientist. I don't know if his personality could have changed, but it just seems that they're stretching for everything they can get here. And of course, Gwyneth's lawyer says that the guy had a stroke in the past, he's got vision problems, hearing loss, and it's pretty reasonable to think that he was also at fault in some way. Anyway, a pretty interesting case here. I gotta wonder if it wasn't Gwyneth Paltrow, what would happen? The one thing I can see that's shady on her part is if she skied away, that does look odd. I think most people would wait there till medics came, till help came, till some witnesses came, or something like that. I mean, if he was that bad, then he wouldn't have been getting up and shaking it off and saying, alright, whatever, this happened, but I'm okay, I got up. It seems like he was down on the ground and she left. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. Doing pop culture, celebrity news, stuff like that. Consider subscribing. If you don't subscribe, I'll be pretty sad about it, but I'll get over it. Done here for now. See you next time.